today I have a book haul. I don't think I've talked about any of these in a video or in a book haul video. I've probably talked about some in a different past video, but not in a book haul video. This is a collective haul. This goes all the way back to April. So these are books that I have gotten more than half a year ago. So there's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna start with April. Books that I bought in April. There's quite a few. For some reason I went crazy in April. Our first being the reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. I have read this now and I really enjoyed it. I love Holly Jackson's books. Every single one that I read, I end up liking, so I knew I was gonna love this one. Next is one that I'm actually reading right now, and that is Dune by Frank Herbert. She's a bit confusing, but you know, we're getting through it. I'm only on page 23, so I don't have, you know, I'm not upset by the confusion yet. I am listening to the audiobook at the same time, which I think is going to help immensely. You know, it's a classic for a reason. People love it. Next, we have Piglet by Lottie Hazel. This, I saw Jack in the Books talk about it first and said he really, really enjoyed it. And I just love the cover. Like, I love donuts, of course, but it's just a really nice, simplistic cover. It says, for Piglet, an unshakable childhood nickname, getting married is her opportunity to reinvent. Together, Kit and Piglet are the picture of domestic bliss, effortless hosts planning a covetable wedding, but if a life looks too good to be true, it probably is. 13 days before they are due to be married, Kit reveals an awful truth, cracking the facade Piglet has created. It has the power to strip her of the life she has so carefully built, so smugly shared. To do something about it would be to self-destruct, but what will it cost her to do nothing? As the hours count down to the wedding, Piglet is torn between a growing appetite and the desire to follow the recipe, follow the rules. Surely, with her husband, she could be herself again. Wouldn't it be a waste for everything to curdle now? Sounds mysterious. I'm excited to read this one. It looks like a summer read, so maybe I'll pick it up next year during the summer. We'll see. Next, we have one that I just finished reading, and that is Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I loved this. I thought this was really fun. Basically, it's a pre-apocalypse story. The sun is being drained of its energy, and the survival of humankind is up to one man. And it's really good. The humor, to me, is kind of cheesy, but like fun at the same time. It's very much giving Ryan Reynolds humor. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Another book that I got in the month of April was Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. I've just heard very good things about this. This is a YA fantasy. It says, some legacies are meant to be broken. After her mother dies in an accident, 16-year-old Bree Matthews wants to escape. A residential program for bright high schoolers seems like the perfect opportunity until she witnesses a magical attack her very first night on campus. I hear a lot of good things about it, so I'm thinking I'm gonna like it too. I usually do like a YA fantasy, so I kind of have high hopes for this one. The last book that I bought in April was Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. This is a cowboy romance. I love cowboy romance, so need I say more? No. The next set of books I got in May, and they're all from a secondhand store. There's this amazing store in the downtown Sanford area in Florida. I will put a picture of it here, but I love her. My brother and his wife got me a gift card to her shop, and she was so sweet. I walked in and all I had was like this handwritten note that I had received in the mail that was like, oh, you have a gift card at this little bookstore. I walked up to the counter and I was like, hey, I got this in the mail. And she was like, oh my gosh, Megan, yeah, your brother called me this morning and talked to me, and I literally wrote that up and ran over and put it in your mailbox so you would get it today. It was just so sweet. She was so nice. I'm obsessed. The store is perfect. It's like cozy, it's dark, and there's books everywhere piled up on every shelf and piled up on top of shelves and books on books on books. Like, it's just perfect, and I love going there. And last time I went, I hit the jackpot, the motherlode. I got some really good ones. The first being People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. This is a very, very popular romance book. Emily Henry is, you know, she's like queen of romance, really. The girlies love her. And so when I saw that she had this on the shelf, I was like, okay, I have to get it. This was $6.50, so really good prices there. This is a best friends to lovers, I think. They were really good friends as kids, and then they had a falling out, and then they decide to go on this vacation together to hopefully fix their problems. I don't know, something like that. But the girlies love it, so I picked it up. Then I got a few classics. I got The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. This is one of my favorite books, and I didn't have a copy of it, so I got one. Next, I got The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I've just always wanted to read this one. And in light of everything that's happening to women's rights these days, I thought it was appropriate to pick up. The last classic I got was The Road by Cormac McCarthy. This was on the New York Times Top 100 list. No, yeah. New York Times 100 Books Best of the Century or something like that. I don't remember. I'm excited for this one. I hear very, very good things about it. A lot of people say this is like their favorite book of all time. So I kind of have high expectations for this one too. Next, I got one that I've been wanting to read for a while, and that is The Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead. This is basically a Underground Railroad history retelling where the Underground Railroad is actually a system of train tracks that are helping the slaves escape. I just think that is such a cool concept and will make for such a really interesting and enlightening story, I think. She has this amazing collection of Stephen King books, and they're all like pristinely wrapped and beautiful. It's almost like they came from a library or something. But I haven't read much Stephen King. I've only read Holly, which is kind of a weird one to start out with, I think, but I did enjoy it. However, I picked up this beautiful hardcover of Billy Summers. This, I don't think is a horror, which is what he usually writes, right? I think this is more of like a mystery thriller type, murder mystery of something. But I see so many people talk about it and say they like it, so when I saw it on her shelves, I picked it up. Next is June, and I only got 2 books in June. The first being Piranesi by Susanna Clark. This got me this little sticker here, Women's Prize for Fiction in 2021, and it's short, so I was like, yeah, I want to get it. And I like historical fiction. I would assume this is like historical fiction, right? It says, Piranesi lives in the house. Perhaps he always has. Then messages begin to appear, scratched out in chalk on the pavements. There is someone new in the house. But who are they and what do they want? Lost texts must be found, secrets must be uncovered. The world that Piranesi thought he knew is becoming strange and dangerous. The beauty of the house is immeasurable, its kindness infinite. I have no idea if these are even remotely similar, but it gave the Song of Achilles vibes, and I loved that one. So I'm hoping this is sort of similar. And then we have a very coveted YA series, you know, that the girlies rave about. I only have the first book, but it is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This is, from what I understand, it's a duology. The second is Crooked Kingdom, a fantastical, gothic, magical, heist, found family type book. Just gonna throw a bunch of buzzwords at you. Hopefully you get the gist, right? But I've heard so many good things about it, and this is some people's very, very favorite series of all time, so I wanted to know. And like I said earlier with Legendborn, I love YA fantasy, so I had to get it. I just had to. Next, we're skipping July and going straight to August. The first book I got in August was Furies. This is a short story anthology. I believe it's feminist fiction. Stories of the wicked, wild, and untamed. It says, for centuries past and all across the world, there are words that have defined and decried us. Words that raise our hackles, fire up our blood, words that tell a story. In this blazing cauldron of a book, 16 best-selling, award-winning writers have have reclaimed these words, recreating an entertaining and irresistible collection of feminist tales. So there's a bunch of really cool female authors in this, and each of their stories is a different word. The first story is Margaret Atwood's, and her word is siren. Caroline O'Donoghue's is hussy, banshee, she-devil, spitfire. I think it's gonna be really good. There is some kind of comic in the middle, which I'm excited about. Next, I got You Again by Kate Goldbeck. I thought I was in the fall mood in August. I was like, I want a fall book that I can just sit and read right now. I think this is another enemies to lovers. They find out that the girl that they're hooking up with is hooking up with both of them, right? And then they end up finding each other through that shared heartache. It sounds good. It's supposed to give When Harry Met Sally, which I love that movie, so why wouldn't I love this? Then I heard so many people talking about this book, and it is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch, and everyone says it is such a mind bender. They didn't see it coming, twisty little book. So I wanted to pick it up because I want that. I love that. Then we have Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. I really don't know what this one is about, but I bought it because my brother said that it was really, really good. And I trust him. Okay, the next set of books, I don't really remember when I got them. It's kind of been a mix throughout October till now. I didn't write it down, so we're just gonna go through them. I got The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Thirst. This is cozy fantasy, so I had to pick it up because I love cozy fantasy. We're following a librarian. She's a librarian for spell books, which is really fun. There's a bit of a romance in it as well. I just know I'm gonna love it. That's why I picked it up. Then we have The Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence. I don't know what this is about. They were having a buy two get three deal at the bookstore. I just thought it would be cool because it was about books. That's why I picked it up, and it was free. So, and then I have Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. I hear people really love Abby Jimenez. They kind of equate her with Emily Henry, I think, as sort of like a queen of romance. People say this one is their favorite. They really, really like this. So I thought that I would choose this one to sort of get into her work and see if I like it. Next, I bought this one, The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lori Gilmore, and I loved it. It's not good, don't get me wrong. The plot does not plot, but it is pure vibes, and I love that. It's cozy, it's fall, it's fun. Yeah, so I bought this one, and then for my birthday, my brother-in-law and his girlfriend got me the next two in the series. Look how cute. So nice of them. The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore and the Christmas Tree Farm. And like I said, these are purely vibes. You know, you're reading these because you want to get cozy and hunker down with the book. And that's what I'm gonna do. This next stack of books is thrifted. There is a store not too far from here that has a huge book collection, and they have English books, which is really fun. And I always find something there. I do. The first one is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. This is kind of along the same lines as Abby Jimenez, except this isn't romance, this is historical fiction, but people love her. People love her writing and like die for her writing. So I want to know what the hype is about, and when I saw this at the thrift store, I was like, there's no way I'm not gonna get it. Their paperbacks I think are like $1, so super, super good deal. And then I got The Pachinko Parlor by Elisa Shua Dusapin. Sorry, I'm totally butchering that, but it's beautiful. Look at this cover. That's really why I got it, just because it's really pretty, and I think it's going to be super interesting. The next was purely a nostalgia pick. The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I haven't read this in forever, but when it came out and when this was popular, man, you can bet your bottom dollar I read this like 4 or 5 times, just back to back in a row. I don't know, I loved it so much. So I'm excited to read it again, see if it kind of holds up and if I still enjoy it. Next, I got a classic, A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith. I've seen a lot of people talking about this recently, and when I saw it for $1, I was like, yeah, I'll pick it up because there's no harm in that. I think people are liking it. I hear that it's a little bit slow, but it's very beautiful writing, which sometimes I am in the mood for. Yeah, but I don't know much about it. And then we have a memoir, Trevor Noah's Born a Crime. I saw Books and Lala read this, and when I saw it for $1, again, I just picked it up. But she really enjoyed it, so I think I will too. I'm really liking memoirs right now, so I thought I'd pick up another. Last, but certainly not least, is The Host by Stephenie Meyer. This is Twilight from Edward's point of view. Is this necessary? No, but I've never read it, and I want to. And I want to collect the, original paperback covers of the Twilight series. Not just collect, I want to thrift all of them because you can find them everywhere, really. But I'd never read The Host, so when I saw it, I was like, okay, I'll pick it up. Don't pull my leg, you know? It's gonna be fun. All right, that was a lot of books, and I'm realizing that I don't need to buy any books anytime soon. I think I realize that every single time I do one of these videos, but does it stop me? No. All right, cool. Now that I've been held accountable, I'm gonna sign off. Bye.